Hello, welcome back to the Spider's Web, and as you can tell we are getting on with our IDICBeer's painting challenge for 2015. We're carrying on with our Asterian faction for Deadzone. And oh, excuse me. So let's have a look first of all at this fellow. What we've done is all the metal areas we've gone over in a Nuln oil wash, just to dull it down a bit because it was looking a little bit bright. I need to touch up a little bit here and there in some places because the red is still coming through, because I was going to do them all red and then I changed my mind, so that's the reason why some of the red's still showing through. But I said it just needs a little bit of a touch up. We can do that, that's not a problem. So that's basically finished. I was going to do the dark earth stuff, the Vallejo paste on the base of these. I'm not going to now. It doesn't seem to be the right thing to do. I'm going to just leave them like that. I just painted plain black. But if you think I should paint, if you think I should do it, then let me know. But I've got my second thoughts about it. Oh, excuse me. Now, what we have here are all the, well, most of the, I'm not sure what you call these, I can't remember. Apart from Asterians, I don't know what kind of troop faction it is, but as you can see, I've chosen this colour scheme because they slightly remind me of Iron Man, so that's the reason. Just in case you've not watched any of the earlier videos and you just come straight into this one. I thought, oh, Iron Man, as soon as I opened them I looked at them, so I thought red and gold. Looking a little bit more into it, I've noticed that Iron Man comes in a variety of different colours, not just the red and gold. So that's what we're going to be doing with these two. We're going to do some colour variations with these, and these are what we're going to be doing in this video. But first of all, I just want to have a quick look back at what's happened. So what we've done in the last video, if you remember, we painted the painted the bases up, Steel Legion drab on the top, Rhinox hide around the edges. Once the Steel Legion drab had dried, we dry brushed over with bleached bone. Is it bleached bone? Screaming Skull, sorry. It used to be a bleached bone, now it's Screaming Skull. And then once that had dried, we then gave it a wash over with Agrax Earthshade, and that's how we're looking now. Okay, so with some of these, that's not possibly a good one to show you. With some of these, the metal pipes, I've gone over with the what you may call it, the Typhus Corrosion, and then the Riser Rust, just to give it that nice rusty look as though it's been out in the elements and burn metal. So that's what we've got so far. But as I say, there are a number of different colour variations for Iron Man. And today we're going to be using one of those colour variations on this one. That fooled you. Right, so this one is going to get, it's going to be like a black and silver variation. There is also, in fact no, I'll not do the black and silver variation on this, I'll do the black and red variation on this. The majority of it is black, there are a few areas that are red. So it's basically this, but in reverse. These bits would be red and the rest where all the black is. I mean, I'm not going to do it exactly the same thing, so I'm going to do the complete role reversal on this. In fact, I could actually do this one, the opposite colours to this, and do it all gold and highlight with red, but I think that might look a little bit silly, so I'm going to do it all black and highlight it with red. Not highlight it, but do the trim with red. So now I think I've made a bit of a boo-boo somewhere along the line I bought myself some new Abaddon black paints, and I've got a funny feeling that I've thrown the new one away and kept the old one, because I cannot for the life of me find the new Abaddon black. But so this is the one we're going to be starting off with now. Hopefully I do find it and I haven't thrown it away, because I don't have much in here and I really don't want to be buying any more paint at the moment, because the pledge manager for whatchamacallit, the Dungeon Saga Kickstarter campaign is coming online during the week, and I've just been waiting for that so they can go and take some more money off me. Yeah, so a few bits I want to add to it, so I'm looking forward to that one kicking up. And then in fact, I think what I'm going to do is, rather than be incredibly critical over this, I'm just going to paint where I think the black is going to go, and then I can tinker about with it a little later. I can't see any reason why not to do that. I dry brushed them all over with white so I could see what the see where the detail was before I decided what colours I was going to do them. Which is the reason I'm going over all the white again, with all the dry brushed areas again with the black. I said that is the reason, because I had the idea of doing them all in the red and the gold. And then after looking into it in more detail, finding out there's different colours of Iron Man armour, then I thought, oh, we'll do some different ones. Okay, so that's all the black done. What we need now is the red, and for the red we are using one that you may not recognise. I don't think I've used this before. It's called Wazdaka Red. Yes, I've used it on all the base coats for the others. So it's a case of get a load of red on my wet palette. Well, not a load of red, don't really want too much. And then what we'll do is go over everywhere here that was gold on the previous models. don't worry, it's not going to stay like that for much longer. What I need to do now is just, as I said, touch up the areas where I need to go back with black. There, for instance. That needs a bit of a tart up, as does there. Anywhere where you've got the red where you don't want it, goes back to being black. And there are some areas that I forgot to do completely when I went over it earlier. Now, as some of you may be aware, usually you find the best highlight colour for black and the best shadow colour for white is blue. It may be that I'm going to be using that a little later, I don't know yet, but it's definitely going to be a greyish colour, so whether it will probably be a bluey grey. But first, before we go any further with this, I want to, if I can find it, there we are, right at the back, to tie in the scenic base here with the others. We're using the Fang. We'll bang some of that on our palette, and what we'll do is we'll just go over all the area of the scenic base with this colour, trying desperately not to touch the main model. So there's our little fella base coated. Give it a few seconds to let the Fang dry before we do anything else. But what we need to do now is, as I gave the red areas, give me a second, give the red areas a wash with Caribou Crimson. While we're doing that, or while waiting for that to dry, we're going to be going over, not with that one. Where are you? Where are you? Where are you? There you are. We're going to be... No, you're not. I can't find... Is that you, though? It is indeed. We're going to be going over the gun with a dry brush of Ironbreaker. So, just get a little bit of that on our palette. Wash our brush out, get our dry brush and get some paint on it, and then it's quite simply go over the gun completely with the Ironbreaker, and that way give it the metallic look. There are other ways of doing this, but you know, I hear such things as non-metallic metals. It may not be advisable on a figure like this. There's not much there to work with, to be honest, but if you want to try it, nothing's stopping you. I will be changing this slightly again a little later. It's just done like that now, just to bring out the shape and the detail in it. Has that blue dried. It seems to have. So what we'll do now is we will get our Carroburg Crimson, give it a shake, and that's the one we're looking at. And we'll just get some of that on the brush and cover all the areas that are red. Liberal covering, don't be shy with it, but don't have it so that it's just running off the model. You want it new, you want it thin enough that it's a thin enough coat so it's staying where it's put and just rolling into the recesses and not rolling all down the model. Next, what we're going to do is get our Carroburg Crimson. No, we're not. We're going to get a Carroburg Crimson. We're going to get a Drakenhof Nightshade, which is this. That's Agrax Earthshade. Picked up the wrong one again. That's Guilliman Blue. This is the one we're looking for. Drakenhof Nightshade. This is like a very grey blue colour. And this, if you remember with the other ones, is the one we use on the Fang to put on the depth into it. And again, it doesn't really matter now if some of that red goes into this. I just didn't want any going on until this was in. You can go back and do splodge of Null Oil and Keely Green Shade and whatever else. Gucci Violets we can add in. You've seen how I've done my Deadzone terrain, so it's exactly the same thing. I mean, here let's get some Null Oil and just bang some on in a couple of areas. That's fine. Wash that out and get some of the Carroburg Crimson. Oops. Stand that up. Now we can put some of that on as well. Again, it brings out, as you can see, it stops it being on one uniform colour. There we are. Oh, it's pooling a little too much in certain areas, so that's one thing we've got to try and stop. So we just dry our brush and just go over the areas and allow the brush to suck up the paint that's there. There we go. Like so. I just need to do a little bit more on the front. I'm going to turn it round so I can see. Oh yeah. And that's so far. Okay, so that's this video over with. I can't really do anything more with this model until all the wash is dried. So I hope you enjoyed the video. Sorry I sound as though I've been waffling. Just overly tired and overly medicated at the moment, so one of those things. I just noticed there needs just that's better. And what I'm going to do as well, while I'm here, before I go, actually I'm just going to paint this this is just black. Nothing fancy about that, I'm just painting the top of it black to match in with the other guns that we have. I'm also going to make sure the fingers there are all black, and as you can see I've just matched in with what's doing with the gun. As I say, can't do anything else now until all the wash is dried, so I'm going to call it there, and next one come back, so we're going to start on the highlighting and see how we get on. Okay, so until next time, I can't remember whether this is 4th or 5th of my IDICBeer challenge videos, but whichever number it is, I hope you've enjoyed it. So until next time, as always, take care, God bless, and bye for now.